Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online. If you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be taking a look at the Rolex Datejust 31. This reference number 278273. This one with a champagne dial, diamond hour markers, yellow gold fluted bezel with an oyster bracelet. Again, 278273 is the reference number for this one. I'll be going over the case, the dial, the bezel, the crown functions, as well as the movement and the bracelet. And I'll be giving my thoughts on these throughout this video. All right, so starting off with the case, you do have 31 millimeters from finger to thumb. That's the 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock position, or the 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock position. Same distance, same diameter, same 31 millimeters. It's in the name, Datejust 31. You have the monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and the Rolex winding crown to ensure water resistance down to 100 meters or 330 feet below sea level. Now taking a look at the overall finish on the case here, full stainless steel or oyster steel. That's Rolex's own version of stainless steel. A very strong steel with a very high polish, gives it a very nice luster in any lighting condition. And as you can see in the light box I have it in, it's incredibly bright, just reflects everything basically. So extremely high polish from Rolex there on the front, as evident on these lugs, as well as the sides of this case here. Very nice and beautiful. Taking a look at the front of this case now, sitting on the very front, you do have the yellow gold fluted bezel, meaning that basically it fills in that two-tone look. And also, when Rolex created the fluted bezel, it was made with the intention of screwing directly onto the front of this case to ensure the water resistance. But modern technology over time sort of made that, well, not all that necessary anymore. So basically they kept it as a mark of distinction. So whenever you see this fluted bezel, you know it's a Rolex, and they always make it in some sort of gold. In this case, yellow gold, to make it that sort of yellow gold Rolazor look. And speaking of that look, the yellow gold look, you have the champagne colored dial, basically matches the yellow gold look here, just really completes the overall color scheme of the watch. All right, now taking a look at the elements of this dial, you have 18 karat yellow gold placements for the diamond hour marks, 10 of them in total. 12 o'clock taken by the Rolex crown logo, also 18 karat gold. And you also have a small date aperture at the 3 o'clock. On the dial, very small, large under the Cyclops lens, which magnifies it. You also have the Cyclops lens as a part of the large, well, not all that large because it's Datejust 31. It's a part of the sapphire crystal, glare resistant and scratch resistant. So you can slide under a suit cuff, no fear of buttons or threads potentially scratching it and obstructing the view of the dial. Keeps it nice and clean. The hands as well, also 18 karat yellow gold. Now taking a look at the functions of this watch, simply unwind the crown at the 3 o'clock position. This allows you to wind the watch at the base position, so if you're at a dead stop, about 20 to 30 full winds will get you to the full power reserve. Rather simple there. All right, once you've done that, you can set the date as well using the quick set function. Just pull it out one little notch and rotate the crown counterclockwise. It's about a quarter turn to move it like 2 notches, 2 stops basically. So it's about an eighth of a turn for each day. So if you find yourself on the 30th of April, say an irregularly numbered month, tomorrow is May 1st, well, just simply move it an eighth of a turn and wait for the hour hand to pass midnight, or vice versa, and you'll be on the 1st of May, no problem. Pull the crown out to the final position and note that the seconds hand does stop, giving you that hacking function. So you can then precisely adjust the minute hand and by extension the hour hand as well. And based on the position of that seconds hand, you can place the minute hand, well, not using a minute track on the dial because that keeps it very clean without the minute track, but a little bit harder for the precise time setting. But you can actually use what is known as the rehaut, the engraving of the word or the name Rolex on the inner bezel. So the letter X being every 5 minutes, of course. So based on the position of, the minute hand among the letters in Rolex, you can then place it there. And also based on the placement of that seconds hand. And once it's synchronized up to an atomic clock, just press it back in, press the crown back in to start up that seconds hand once more. And don't forget to wind the crown tightly back against the case to ensure the superior water resistance. Right? So what makes all of this work? It's on the inside, the caliber that you can't see through the case back because it does have that full stainless steel security of that case back, hermetically sealed basically. All right, it's the caliber 2236, made in-house by Rolex. So that means you have the precision of plus or minus 2 seconds per day after casing, giving you that superlative chronometer certification as printed on this and every Rolex dial. When it comes to the functions, you have the center, hour, minute, and seconds hands, all center mounted, with the instantaneous date with the rapid setting, and stop seconds for precise time setting. All those functions I just demonstrated using the Rolex winding crown at the 3 o'clock position. You have the oscillator made with the Soloxy hairspring in silicon, and also high-performance Paraflex shock absorbers. So what that means is that you can basically get close to circuitry or magnetism, anything like that, your refrigerator, for example, or you can take a few bumps here and there. You'll be keeping track of time just fine. Nothing will affect the timekeeping ability of this watch. Well, just don't use this with a jackhammer, for example, but I digress. The winding on the inside is what makes it an automatic movement, meaning that there's a center-mounted perpetual rotor. As soon as you open up the case back, that's the first thing you see. So basically what that means is that simply wind the watch manually using the winding crown. Put it on your wrist, and the natural movements of your wrist allows that perpetual rotor to spin, which then charges the mainspring barrel, which then powers the watch. Therefore, you don't need to wind the watch as long as you wear this every day or even every other day, because the power reserve for this watch approximately 55 hours. So what that means is that you can basically sit down on a very late Friday night, pick it up early Monday morning the following week, ready to conduct business. No need to wind the watch. Just wear it all of Monday and you'll be back to the full power reserve. Nice and easy there. And while I'm zoomed out here, you can see the framing of this watch. You have the Oyster Bracelet, flat 3-piece links across, high polish with the yellow gold links down the center, complete with my fingerprints of course, and satin brush finished links on the steel portions, the outer links, as you can see. If I can zoom in and get the focus right. There we go. And you also have a high polish along the sides of those links. All right, now moving down to the clasp, you have the Oyster folding clasp with the raised Rolex logo, the crown logo, center on the clasp. Simply lift the top to open it, and it unhooks it so that you can see the Rolex crown, or the Rolex stamped logo on the inside of the clasp there, as well as the full steel construction. And the added advantage of having the Oyster folding clasp here, as opposed to say the Jubilee bracelet or the concealed folding crown clasps and stuff, is that you do have the EasyLink 5mm extension. So if you have this watch sized perfectly to your wrist using the screw system here, your wrist will generally change shape or size throughout the day based on your hydration and the surrounding environment. So if your wrist happens to swell, as everyone's wrist does, just simply reach underneath the clasp here, pull it straight out, snaps open, so that you have an extra 5mm of extension, or in other words, a half an Oyster link. And so you can continue to wear your watch without it turning into a tourniquet on your wrist. When you no longer need it, just simply fold it back in on itself and press it back into the clasp, and you're good to go. All right, and while I'm here, I'll try it on, give you my thoughts as to how it wears on my wrist, 7 inches in circumference or 18 centimeters. All right, and taking a look at it straight on, face on, kind of small. This is probably the smallest I will ever go because, well, I get a ton of framing from the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock sides of this watch. So it's not that much dial in comparison to the bracelet. And when it comes to a dial like this, it's all about the dial. So if I zoom in a little bit more here, get it nice and focused, the champagne color dial really accentuates and makes the yellow gold basically the central feature of this watch. Even though the dial itself is not exactly gold, the golden color really makes that fluted bezel really shine a little bit more and sort of echoes that outward through the bracelet, through the band in the center links. All right, now taking a look at it straight down the wrist here, there's a little bit of space under the lugs, not that that's an issue. The Oyster Bracelet has basically zero tolerance, meaning that the spacing among these links will stay consistent throughout its lifetime. Basically, it will vent the wrist, it won't pinch your skin, and it will not pull hair from your wrist. It feels very comfortable, very nice on the outside, feels even better underneath. And it's got that sort of sportier feel to it as well. So you can take this more places than you would, say, a Jubilee bracelet. But that's pretty much all I've got to say about it. It looks excellent on the wrist and really, really loud in terms of the overall coloration. It's very, I wouldn't say boisterous, but very establishing, very assertive when it comes to the sort of thing that this is, a Rolex Datejust 31. And so that's enough of what I think. What do you guys think about this watch? Let us know what you think about this Rolex Datejust 31 with the champagne dial, diamond hour markers, yellow gold fluted bezel, two-tone Rolex bracelet. Reference number 278273 once more. All right. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, if you learned something, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch, new, used, discontinued, etc., you can get it at our website, jazztime.com. Links in the description below to get it for the lowest possible price anywhere online. And if we happen to sell this model and we no longer have it on our desk, well, we'll just find you a new one just like this, no problem. All right, so take care. We'll see you in the next video.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.